What's up, everyone? It's Mark with Leveled Up, and it's Ask a Life Coach time. So let's see what we've got. Where do you start to get your mind out of a depression? Okay, that's a big question. Where do you start to get your mind out of a depression? I guess what I would say first is try not to put pressure on yourself and try not to put judgment on this. It's one thing to feel depressed, but if you're depressed that you're depressed, you're doing kind of this meta emotion thing. Well, I should feel happy and I don't feel happy, so I feel sad that I'm sad. That's obviously not helpful. That's just adding layers upon layers. So give yourself permission to feel however you feel. That's step one. Okay, I feel depressed right now. That's okay. We don't need to judge that. We don't need to be down on ourselves for that. Obviously, self-care is huge. So you want to be kind to yourself. You want to prioritize sleep. You want to prioritize your diet. What you're eating can have a huge impact on your mood. If you can get some, physical activity into your life, exercise can be huge. Engaging in anything that you find, that brings joy to your life has value. Prioritizing connections, I would recommend, not isolating, but, knowing who you can lean on, knowing who supports you, and just, focusing on the joy that you can bring to others and that others can bring to you. Obviously, working with a therapist or other mental health professional is huge. They may have all kinds of really good tips and techniques and possibilities for you, and processing with them could be immensely valuable. So build your team. We need support, and we need it from lots of places, and that's perfectly okay. So don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to accept help. Focus on gratitude. This is really important. So find highlights even in the darkest days. They could just seem like a horrible day, but what's the smallest of small things that you appreciated? It could be something you ate. It could be the sun came up. It could be candles. It could be, there's no right or wrong. It doesn't have to be some, oh my gosh, the most amazing thing happened today, but just starting to train your brain to appreciate, the small pleasures and the little joys can help to really change your bigger perspective as you start seeing just how many of those cool things are happening that, our brains are overlooking and maybe taking for granted. So yeah, gratitude practice is a big part of it. You can do this in a journal. You can also do this, with others. You could, share with a significant other or a friend or a loved one, like, what were some of your favorite parts of the day? Here were some of mine or something. But yeah, build gratitude into your daily routine. That can make a huge difference. Building mindfulness into your life as well. Depression oftentimes has kind of a cognitive component and kind of a judgmental component. If we can just find ourselves lost in the moment, there's not as much room for that to thrive. So whatever you're doing, find yourself wholly there. Train in mindfulness, practice your mindfulness meditation techniques so that you can put some distance between yourself and your thoughts, so that you can put, a little bit less significance on your emotions. Practice letting them all be. Practice just being without force or resistance. I think this is really key too. Like, it's perfectly natural to just really want to stop being depressed and want to stop being depressed now. But, I think all that pressure is really not helpful. Be along for what's going to be perhaps a long journey. Harness that inner snail. Take small scooches in the right direction, and know, of course, that progress is rarely linear. So it might look more like this. There might be days you're feeling pretty good, and then the next day you're not feeling good, and you feel like, you took a step back, or you're failing in some way, or, that was a setback. Well, not really. Just healing isn't linear. So I think reminding yourself of that can be a really helpful step as well. Like I said, talk to a mental health professional, get as many people on your team as you can, and you got this. Take some of that pressure off, find those simple joys, and, don't judge yourself for feeling a certain way or experiencing, certain emotions or thoughts. It's perfectly okay. You're still awesome as you are. You're still amazing. You're still a cool human being. So, Yeah, I think that that's kind of some of the initial things that I would say if somebody asked me some about depression. So I hope you find that helpful. I appreciate the question. I appreciate you all sharing this time with me, and I will, of course, see you back here in the next video.